Hey guys, welcome to Brush Up. I'm Kel. Today I'm going to be talking about a really interesting artwork. But before we get started, let's welcome our guest for today's episode. Thanks for hanging out with us today, Sky.
I was told there would be food.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Today I'm going to be telling you about Claes Oldenburg's floor cone.
Oh, I feel lied to.
Claes Oldenburg is an American artist who tried his hand at several different mediums. He was originally a writer, and he also drew comics professionally for Chicago Magazine. Oldenburg was part of the pop art movement, along with other artists like Andy Warhol. He was also one of the artists involved with happenings in the 1960s. Oldenburg was interested in consumerism and the way it was changing America at the time. After World War II, America had a lot of money. The economy was doing well, and people had disposable income they didn't really have before, and they were looking for something to spend it on. Consumerism became a huge focus of pop artists at this time. In 1961, Oldenburg opened The Store. He rented a storefront in New York and used it as his studio and showroom. The store was full of sculptures of everyday items made of plaster and paint and was set up like a real store. In the middle of the store was even a sculpture titled Cash Register. When asked about his art, Oldenburg said, "The one rule of my artwork is that it must not have any function. It must be completely form. I begin by removing the function of the thing because its true function is to be an artwork." The artwork we're talking about today, Floor Cone, was not added to the store until 1962. Part of Oldenburg's idea with this store was there would be new items added every so often, like when a real store restocks or gets new products. Floor Cone was added to the store along with two other large soft sculptures, Floor Burger and Floor Cake.
Floor burger? I want that one.
Well, you can't have any of them. These sculptures were originally intended to be touched and handled. They feel kind of like a beanbag, but now they're considered way too valuable and they are off limits.
That makes me sad.
Floor Cone and its other two companion pieces are made of canvas and vinyl that is stuffed with foam and painted. Oldenburg's wife at the time was an excellent seamstress and sewed the canvas to make the sculptures according to Oldenburg's design. These sculptures weren't made in a separate studio and brought in, but instead they were created entirely in the gallery. He designed them soft so they could be malleable and pushed around the gallery floor. Despite Floor Cone's obvious humor and irony, there's real substance to this artwork. Floor Cone and the store as a whole bring attention to consumerism and capitalism in the art world. This piece is a critique on how people are buying and selling art like they do items in a grocery store. And what's the real value of art if it's now given a monetary value? What constitutes art and how are these prices being set? What I found so interesting about Floor Cone, however, is the way it perfectly opposes what we would think of as a typical sculpture. Floor Cone is not made of the typical sculpting materials like marble. Instead, it's made of canvas and foam. It couldn't be more different. Floor Cone is also not idealized like the typical sculptures we see. The cone and the ice cream are just kind of mushed together, and even if it wasn't on the floor, it does not look appetizing.
I would still eat it.
Floor Cone is now in MoMA's permanent collection in New York. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for joining me to brush up on some art. Sky, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you for having me on the show. I want some real food now, please.
Sounds about right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.